Let me know if you could see me and hear me. We are live on YouTube and on TikTok. I feel like I figured out finally a little bit better of a setup where I'm not looking at the side. I put my TikTok camera right where my YouTube camera is, so hopefully this is just better for like viewing and stuff. But as always, leave me a like on the video if you're watching this live, if you're watching this in the replay. Leave me a like on the TikTok stream if you are ready to get started. The more that you guys like and share the live stream, the more that it gets shared to other people who might need to hear about this topic. So yeah, that's just one of the easiest ways to support me and my work is by liking the video, leaving a comment, or sharing it with somebody who you think it might help. All right. So we're sticking to the theme of health and fitness. And today we're going to talk about healing your body image. I have a lot to say about this topic. So I'm really excited to get started. I'm going to wait for a few more people to get in. Hopefully people can join the live stream today. I know it's kind of like a random time. I'm going to try to be more organized about when I'm coming on and stuff just for, structure. But before I even get started with today's topic, I want to share some of my favorite items before we get into talking about healing your body image. Right now, I'm really loving this hair mask. If you guys can see it on YouTube, it's this conditioning hair mask from this brand that I've literally never heard of called ACT Acker. I don't know, but I went to Sephora and I was looking for a hair mask because I colored my hair recently, and everyone recommends the Keratase brand for like hair masks and stuff. So I went in there to buy that one, and the Sephora lady actually told me this is like way better than the blue line of the Keratase, and it's actually a combination of two of their best hair masks. This mask, and so far I liked it. I've only used it for one day, but I already like how it's feeling on my hair. So I want to start sharing my favorites and stuff while I'm, on these streams. But this is also a random other favorite of mine, beauty. You can call it like a beauty favorite, but I'm not kidding. Like, look at my teeth. I feel like it's literally whitened my teeth a lot. And this is like my second one that I've gotten. So by the time that you finish one of these, your teeth are going to be noticeably whiter. Okay, this is like literally my favorite. So these are two of my beauty favorites right now. And then if you're subscribed to my YouTube channel, you'll see on my community post, I share like a bunch of random stuff. And I posted this recipe yesterday that I'm freaking obsessed with. And I seriously need to know if you guys have tried it yet. I'm going to keep talking about it until I hear that you guys have tried it, okay? I shared a recipe for this carrot salad. And I kid you not, today I woke up and I was craving this. I literally ran to the store to get more carrots. So, like, I don't know, guys. I'm falling back in love with like eating whole foods and stuff. And the thing is that before, what didn't help me is that I got so bored of eating the same foods all the time. So now that I'm actually putting an effort to like make recipes that taste good, I kid you not, it's so easy to eat clean when you actually learn to make things that you like. So that carrot salad, I need you guys to try it out because that's been my favorite thing ever. And I have it with like boiled eggs. And I'm not gonna lie, this girl put me on. I'm not gonna claim it like I came up with this. This other creator on TikTok, I forgot her name. It's like Marie Smith or something. She always eats this like on camera. And I was like, wait a minute. I was influenced, So I started making it. And yeah, I don't know. So that's my shit right now, carrot salad. I put it in my recipes on the community post, and I'm gonna keep talking about it until you guys try it out. And also, so I made that, and then I told you guys in yesterday's live stream that I'm reading this book called Naturally Thin by Bethany Frankel. And throughout the book, she has a bunch of recipes and stuff. And I tried, she supposedly had this recipe that was like, oh, it's gonna taste just like cheesecake, but it's like a healthier version of cheesecake. So I'm like, okay, this sounds like it could be good. So I'm like, okay, let me go try it. And I made it yesterday, and I was like, I mean, it's good, but it's not giving cheesecake. It's giving like healthier option. But the recipe for that one is basically like, and I'm late. Apparently, this is really popular with like the gym bros, but cottage cheese. A lot of people eat cottage cheese because of like protein and stuff. So I never had it in my life. I just had it for the first time yesterday. And this is like the base for the cream cheese. What is it called? Like the cheesecake, the healthy version of cheesecake. So it's like basically cottage cheese, vanilla extract or almond extract, the sweetener of your choice, I used like raspberry jam, but the recipe calls for like agave or maple syrup and fruit or chocolate chips. And that's supposed to be like your healthy version of a cheesecake. And you also get your protein and stuff. So I tried it. I actually made it again today and I like it. I wouldn't say it tastes like cheesecake. Okay, I'm not going to go that far, but it is a pretty healthy option compared to like other things you could eat when you have a sweet tooth and stuff. So yeah, thanks so much for joining this live, guys. I try to put my camera in front of me so I'm not always going back and forth. This makes a lot more sense. Now I can actually see the comments when they come up because before I don't know what I was doing. Like I feel like I'm kind of getting the hang of live streaming. So thanks for joining today's live. Yeah, today we're going to be talking about healing your body image. And just like body image, self-esteem, that's kind of the theme of all of my videos. Thanks so much for the likes on TikTok. If you're watching this on YouTube, let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments, leave me a like or even press the heart in the chat because it really helps my live stream get shared to more people. And as you guys know, the mission of all of my channels is to help people, specifically women, but if it applies to you, then just take it where it applies. But I do mainly focus on helping women raise their self-esteem through all kinds of things. But this month and last month, we've really been focused and zoned in on health and fitness and body image, self-esteem, all of that, okay? Because my main offer right now is my body transformation program. I talk about it in most of my videos. You've probably heard about it by now. So we're going to talk about healing your body image. All right, yesterday's topic was pretty tea. I appreciate all the comments I got on yesterday's video about being naturally thin versus being toxic skinny, being naturally fit versus being toxic fit, and just like what goes into having that toxic mindset around fitness versus somebody who has a healthy self-esteem, a healthy body image, and is doing their fitness stuff in a healthy way. So we kind of talked about the mindset stuff yesterday on that live stream. And I appreciate you guys for sticking with me through that live stream because I know that it can be very triggering to talk about like, you know, the shape of your body and fitness and weight and all of that stuff. So I appreciate everybody who listened to that one because, you know, I feel like it's important to talk about. And the more that I coach people around fitness, around body transformation, the more I realize that literally everybody is thinking about the same things. Like we're all kind of thinking about the same things, but maybe we don't have somewhere to like express it. So I've really been enjoying being that reciprocal to people who just need a space to talk about their body image and their fitness goals without being judged or feeling like, you know, taboo, like, you know, or just, you know, it gets triggering. I told you guys yesterday in the live stream that the same way people get triggered about religion and like even talking about money and just like, you know, these really polarizing topics is the same attitude and energy that people give off when we're talking about health, fitness, body image, you know, all of that stuff. So I appreciate you guys just even listening to this topic at all because I know how triggering it can be. I'm not trying to be triggering. I'm just sharing observations and things that could potentially be useful. So yeah, thanks for joining. So today we're talking about healing your body image. And like I said, this is something I really care about and I'm really passionate about. And I've really been enjoying this era of my channel because I have a lot to say about this actually. I didn't realize it until I started getting into the thick of making these videos and stuff. But I've been on camera since I was like 17 years old, okay? I was in the music industry, I was in modeling. I'm used to being on camera, and the thing is that does something to your psyche. It does something to the way that you look at your body, to the way that you judge your appearance. And, you know, in a way, it's like a good thing because it makes you have tough skin. And when you actually do develop that confidence, it's kind of like nobody can really take it away because you kind of got all the triggers out of your system. Like what else can anybody say at this point? You don't hurt it all, right? But at the same time, I understand that not everybody has the same experience and that through different times in our life, maybe we will be more triggered about how we physically look more than others. Not to mention that your body literally changes all the time, depending on your lifestyle, you know, even any kind of major change in your life, even if it's a career change or if you're a woman, you know, motherhood, or moving or, you know, like mood stuff, your body can really change. And it's important to know how to navigate that when it does come up because that's just a fact of life that your body's going to change. And, you know, there's a graceful way to go about navigating these changes without being fueled by like self-hatred and stuff. Okay. We're trying to get away from like hating ourselves into feeling confident. And sometimes it does take some intentionality behind changing your, what's it called? Changing your mentality and, raising your self-esteem. Nice shoulder structure. Thanks. I'll be in the gym, working out, fitness. I've been really into my fitness routines this month. So that's why I'm talking about all of these topics. And for some reason, my arms, I don't even know why, because I don't really work out my arms. But for some reason, my arms right now are cut up. Like, I don't even know what I'm doing. I basically do like full body every day, and like cardio. But for some reason, my arms are like cut. So I'm not complaining. I've also been eating a lot of protein. So I do think that helps, in retaining muscle, which was like a game changer for me in terms of like my physique. So I know everybody's been on that, but for some reason, I associated high protein with like gym bro people. And I don't know why I just associated high protein with like bodybuilding. And I was like, I don't need to worry about that. Like, I never really cared about like getting enough protein. I mean, obviously I try to eat protein, but I was never like being intentional about eating more of it, which is weird because I've always been into fitness and stuff. But now that I've intentionally been trying to eat more protein, like I shared with you guys that I just tried cottage cheese for the first time. I'm only eating it honestly because of the protein. But I noticed that my muscles are like they're shaping up. Like, I don't know. So yeah. So someone said, what do you believe contributes the most to the analysis of self body image, social media, parenting? I'm going to kind of talk about that today. I think it could be different depending on who you are. Like for me, I started becoming self conscious and aware of my body image when I started seeing myself on camera a lot more. Like that's kind of like what triggered me. Modeling triggered me because the thing is that those people, no hate, but it's just a reality. They don't care about hurting your feelings. Like they will straight up tell you to your face that you need to lose weight. And then it's like you're already thin, but they'll still tell you that you need to lose weight, like you're too big. They'll just say it straight up like that. So I kind of learned from that, but I know people get kind of self-conscious through different things. A lot of us, and you know what I love about life coaching and health coaching is that I liked realizing that it wasn't just me about body image and fitness. Like we're all kind of thinking the same things and experiencing the same kind of like self-consciousness, so I just kind of like that I've been able to talk to people about these things because even though I'm helping them work through their own stuff, they're also helping me. It's definitely like a reciprocal relationship, even though I'm technically the coach. Someone said pretty. Thank you. All right, so today we're talking about healing your body image. Okay. Like I said, most of my work is catered toward women, but if it applies to you, feel free to take it. Okay. So, healing your body image, right? Hiding in baggy clothes. Who's done that before? Hiding in baggy clothes? I'm not kidding you. Like, I only recently started even caring about fashion and about how I dress because I feel physically more confident, if that makes sense. Like, because I feel a little bit better about my figure and I feel like I'm doing everything that I know how to do to be in my best shape, I just gave myself permission to start like what's it called? Dressing up, like actually like changing like my fashion and stuff. So someone said, "Can you let your hair down?" I know I want to, but you know what it is? Like when I'm really doing these, I'm in the middle of other stuff, so I have a hair mask in my hair. I actually shared this earlier for all my curly haired people or people who have colored hair. Screenshot this hair mask right now because this is supposed to be better than Keratase. And if you guys don't know, the Keratase hair mask is the one they sell in the salons, and this is half the price. Okay, this was like tea from the Sephora lady yesterday, so I have that in my hair right now. I'm not going to let it down because, yeah, I pulled it back for a reason. So, yeah, healing your body image. Signs that you might need to heal your body image. You're hiding in baggy clothes. That was me. That is still me sometimes, but it's different when you're doing it because you don't like what you see in the mirror. You don't like the shape of your body and you're trying to hide it with clothes versus you're dressing that way because you actually like the style. Like some of us actually like wearing cargo pants and like the big pants with a small shirt, like that's always going to be a vibe. But if you're wearing baggy clothes because you literally are trying to hide your figure, there's a level of shame that comes with that, right? And we don't want to get into that. But I definitely had to experience some healing around my body image when I realized that I wasn't even dressing the way that I wanted to dress because I wasn't confident with my figure. And now that that's changed, it's so interesting because like you would think that because I'm a girl, like I just love shopping, but I never liked clothes shopping because I never cared about fashion because I feel like it was connected to my confidence. I'm not saying this goes for everybody. I'm just sharing personally, how I experienced healing my body image. And I've noticed that the more confident I become, the more closer I'm getting to my fitness goals, the more I want to go shopping and like actually try on new clothes, and I'm open to like trying new fashions, and it's just like so crazy because I feel like I unlocked a whole different like aspect of life with like fashion and stuff because I'm feeling, like I'm not hiding in baggy clothing and stuff. Um, so at least I fixed my camera, so now I can see the comments. If I missed it, just put it again because sometimes I miss it. And if I touch it, I feel like I'm gonna knock down my whole setup. So if I missed your comment and you want me to answer it, just put it again and I will get to it. All right, so signs that you're healing your body image, you're no longer feeling the need to hide in baggy clothes, you're no longer feeling the need to hide in photos. When I was younger, it was a thing, right? I was like, and it's so crazy, like we obviously change and we evolve as we get older, but when I was younger, I was like, ooh, miss me with that camera. Miss me with that camera. I did not want to be photographed. Like not even like on some like vanity, like celebrity shit. Like it was just like I literally don't want to see a bad photo of me, it might push me over the edge. Like that was where it was coming from. It wasn't coming from this place of like, superiority or anything. Like I literally would get very triggered by a bad photograph of myself. Okay. And that's linked to low self confidence. And that's one of the ways that we hide. Okay. So hiding in baggy clothes, hiding in photos, that's some of the things that we experience when we're in need of having to heal our body image. Okay. Stop shrinking your presence. How are you shrinking your presence? By literally becoming invisible. I have a video that actually did really well on my YouTube channel. I forgot what it's called. It's called like uh, Upgrade Your Appearance or something. Hold on. Um, it's called like Upgrade. Look at my cute phone case, by the way. How cute is that? Timu. Um, yeah, I had a video. Hold up. Okay. All right. I'll get back to that later. I had a video on my YouTube channel that was titled Upgrade Your Appearance Instantly or something. And that one seemed to do really well, but we kind of talked about it in there how sometimes we're like literally hiding ourselves because we're not feeling confident. We're trying to basically like become invisible. That's definitely something that I would do when I'm not feeling confident is like, first of all, it's like a uniform. It's like the baggy clothes, check, the hat, check, the sunglasses, check, the headphones, check. Everything about my physical appearance in those moments when I'm feeling not confident screams, don't talk to me, I like it was giving like, I'm not feeling confident. Shrinking your presence. Those are some of the ways that we shrink our presence. And obviously I'm talking about our physical appearance, but it goes beyond that. It goes into the ways that we make ourselves small in daily life and like literally, stopping ourselves from going after some of the things that we want, right? So I posted this. I know it went over you guys' heads. I know it did. If it didn't, let me know in the chat on YouTube because my YouTube family, I'm not gonna lie, you guys are like awesome and you tend to catch what I'm throwing, but like let me know if you saw my community post. I don't even know how I said it. Hold on, let me go and find that because I swear this went over your heads, y'all. Like I feel like oof, like I might post it again. I'm not gonna lie. I might make a whole video on this damn post. What did I say? Okay. I get inspired also. It's not like everything always comes from me. Sometimes I'm sharing things that I heard or adding my 2 cents on like topics that I heard, right? But hear me, y'all. Hear me. Okay, ready? Ready? Is it just me or is this like sensational? Okay. The reason you don't feel aligned is because you're following who you were told you are, who you were told you could be. Who are you really? Are you living according to who you really are? T. I'm sorry, for me, that's T, especially like relating it back to health and fitness, because just the fact that now I feel good enough to express myself through like fashion and clothing, I feel like, that's me being more true to myself because I didn't heal my body image because I wasn't feeling physically confident for, long periods of time. I also wasn't allowing myself to express my true self. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I just feel like when you heal that part of yourself, you heal your body image, heal your relationship with food, or you transform your body into what you personally want to see for yourself, you're allowing yourself to be more of who you really are. And that's awesome. Like, I'm sorry, I think that's awesome when you can get to that point. And it's not like I've always been this way. It's something that I've been experiencing recently. It's something that, my clients have been experiencing, and it's just dope. Someone said, whenever I'm not feeling confident, I take about 2 shots of Don Julio. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. Okay, I can't touch my screen. Ah, okay, I hope it doesn't knock down. I just got a pop up. Oh shoot. But I try not to touch my screen because it'll get knocked down. So if I miss your comment, just put it again. Someone said pre-recorded for sure. Nope, we're live. We're live on YouTube. We're live on TikTok. Someone said it's giving model. Thank you. Someone said just say you hate men. I don't hate men. I don't hate men at all. Do I think that sometimes they could be better? Yes. But I don't hate them. I wouldn't say I hate them. Okay. All right. So we're talking about healing your body image. I feel like that probably paused on TikTok. If you could still see me on TikTok, let me know in the comments because I got a pop up and I don't know. And let me know if you could see me and hear me on YouTube too before we get into talking about healing your body image. All right. So, like I said, one of the things that happened to me in my life, okay, someone said still here. Okay, good. Because I keep getting these pop ups because I have like a screen limitation on TikTok that I always ignore. But in theory, it's supposed to make me log off when I've been on TikTok for too long. So it pops up and then it logs me off sometimes. But yeah, so healing your body image, like for me, this was personally one of the most transformative things in my life because I didn't realize how much in the back of my head all the time I was like basically constantly criticizing like how I looked. And I don't know, like I didn't realize it until I experienced the other side and I was like, wow, like what a big difference this makes not only for my mental health but just in the way of like freeing up energy to focus on other things, to work on other things about my life. Like the way that we look isn't the most important thing, even though it is important. I'm not going to lie. So, if you've ever, felt that kind of shame around your body or your confidence, or you feel like you're not where you want to be with your fitness or your health, even sometimes it's not physical things you can see. It could be just thank you. It could be just like your energy levels and stuff. If that's you, then that's what we're talking about today. We're talking about how we can go about healing that. So, yeah, if you ever looked in the mirror and you're like, put on baggy clothes to hide your body, you're like, you're not alone, right? I'm talking about my own experience. It's not easy to get on the internet and share stuff about my own personal life. So, if you enjoy this video, leave me a comment. That's one of the easiest ways that you can support my work, or leave me a like on the screen or like the live stream on TikTok. I also have a free 5-day body and mind reset guide for people that want to kickstart their own body transformation, outside of like coaching and stuff. If you're ready to do this on your own, if you have that kind of accountability where you're like, I can make all these changes if I just have some of the tools, like you feel confident with that, I have a free 5-day body and mind reset guide for you to try out for 5 days. It's basically journaling practices for 5 days and like just mindset stuff that will help you get started if you don't know where to start. So if you're on TikTok, you could find that on my page. It's easy to find. If you're on my YouTube, I should probably post it in the chat, but it's also normally always linked below my, okay, I can't do that now because now it's going to log me off. But if you're watching this on YouTube, it'll be linked after this live stream gets posted underneath my video. So yeah, body image. Okay, here we go, right? Now we're here. Now I'm going to get into what I really wanted to say today, now that I got your attention. Okay. Body image, all of this work I'm doing around, raising awareness about raising your self-esteem, your physical appearance. I'm not getting on here to teach y'all how to look good just for the sake of looking good or like vanity purposes. My thing, my philosophy right now with my body transformation era is beauty beyond vanity. Beauty beyond vanity. That is my philosophy. That is the vibes, because this stuff hits so much deeper than just how you look. And I love this part of my work right now because I get to hear other people's stories. And it's like when you ask them why they want to lose the weight, why they want to change their body, it's never, ever, ever just because they want to look better. Ever. It is always so much deeper than that. Like one of my clients, it's because, I kind of talked about them before, but they're having actual health problems. So losing weight will help them better their health. And obviously, that's going to carry out for the rest of their life. One of them wants to build muscle for like their posture and just to be higher energy for their kids, so it always goes so many layers deeper when you're really pursuing health and not just, wanting to look good or wanting to be thin. You know what I mean? So I'm a health advocate. I'm not just a beauty person. Like I'm an advocate for health. I'm an advocate for wellness, for well-being. It goes beyond vanity, right? Body image especially goes beyond vanity because the way that you think about yourself is going to determine what you even feel you're capable of doing in your life, period, like in general. So it's definitely a lot deeper than just looking good. It's about your identity, who you think you are, and who you think you are determines everything. I wrote about that on my Substack if you want to keep up with my work on there. It's about feeling safe in your own body, and it's about actually feeling free. Okay, so body image is like, it's so important. And like I said, I've had personal struggles with my body image and stuff more times than you can imagine. And the thing is that it's been in cycles. So I'll have periods of time where I'm like, okay, I feel good. And then I'll have periods of time where I'm like, I feel like shit because low key, I'm not treating myself good. You know what I'm saying? So there's cycles. Right now, I've made a conscious effort and awareness to actually improve this area of my life. I like to work on things in cycles. So for the past few months and for the rest of June, all of my work is centered around body transformation, health, and fitness. And I've consciously had to make choices to feel more confident about myself and also to improve my health. I shared with you guys in April, we did a live stream called Setting Your Intentions for April. We should probably do that for June. If I have enough time today, we'll do setting our intentions for June because it was the first yesterday. Hey, but we did a live stream about setting your intentions for April. And I was sharing with you guys that I was trying to literally start overcoming my addiction to processed foods. I was addicted to processed foods. I was addicted to sugar. I was addicted to eating takeout and overeating and like basically binging. And if you've ever experienced binge eating, it's so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing. Honestly, it's not healthy. It's not good to feel out of control around food, and people see that, and it's just awful. So I feel for anybody who's ever experienced that. But that's kind of where I'm talking from. Okay, so in some of my personal experience, and obviously wanting to hide, wanting to shrink yourself. Okay, so I'm definitely guilty of hiding myself in baggy clothes, and like I said, it's a different vibe when you're doing it because you don't like how you look and you're literally just trying to become as invisible as possible, like don't look at me vibes, like I don't even like myself vibes, versus you're choosing to dress that way because you like the style. Like, I'm not coming for people who actually like to wear baggy clothes. Sometimes I like to wear baggy clothes too, especially when I'm working out. I realized, like, okay, this is a sidetrack, but I realized that a lot of the workout clothes are like almost like club clothes. Like I don't always want to wear a crop top. Like especially when I'm working out, I feel like that's my like I don't care if I look ugly at that moment, like I'm trying to like put in some work. I don't necessarily have to be in like a crop top and like booty shorts. So that's just my critique about workout clothes right now. Like I need a full shirt. Like why is everything cropped? But that's another story. And I don't understand how people can work out in shorts. Maybe it's because I'm doing a lot of cardio, but I just don't understand like the comfort level. So that's just my personal opinion. Where are you guys shopping for your workout clothes? Let me know. I am into fashion a little bit more now, but I don't spend that much on workout clothes. I'm like, it's all gonna get sweaty anyway. But anyways, it's a different place when you're choosing to dress that way because you actually like the style, or if you dress like that because you feel like you have no other option and you just want to hide your body and hide from the world, right? So again, it goes beyond vanity. It goes beyond just looking good, right? Sometimes we're hiding ourselves from the world, period. Hiding from people, hiding from the public, hiding what we're good at, hiding our voice. We mute our own voice sometimes when we don't want people to see us. And I have a lot to say about that too. I probably will do another video on that. But I was watching, have you guys noticed that The Weeknd has been doing a lot more press tours recently? And he had like an interview, which is so rare because he never talks. I feel like I've never heard this guy talk. Like I just heard his music. Love his music, by the way. That's like one of my favorite artists, even though, he's obviously really explicit. I just think overall, like he's a very deep person. But he had this interview where he was saying that there was one time he had a show in Portugal or something, and he lost his voice on stage, and how he ended up understanding that it was like a psychosomatic thing, and how he felt like he lost his voice in other areas of his life, and then he literally lost his voice on stage in front of like a bunch of people, and it was like humiliating and stuff. So things like that can happen if you don't address like this aspect, right? So going back to how we dress up, not allowing yourself to dress how you really want because you don't like your body. That's literally my experience. Only in the past few months, I started actually liking fashion, actually looking at clothes and being like, oh, I could wear that. Like now I actually feel like I can try on certain clothes, and it sounds so petty, but confidence wise, it does a lot. And I'm also a really creative person. So it's like I opened a new world for myself, like clothes and stuff. I never really let myself explore that because of my self-consciousness and stuff. So the more people that I can help with their self-consciousness and their body image, the better. I feel like it's just a better mentality. Like it's a lot healthier. And there's obviously the other flip side of this, where sometimes we hide in the way that we don't want to go out because we're not like in the shape that whatever the ideal shape in our mind, we're not there yet. So we'll stop ourselves even from going out or from socializing. Like been there, okay? Not showing up in public, not showing up in work, not showing up with ambition or drive behind the things that you want to do, overall experiencing less courage and ambition because of that background noise and all of that mental turmoil around how you look. So my whole thing is, my whole philosophy and all of these videos are all pointing to the fact that it doesn't have to be this way. It doesn't have to be this way, okay? Sometimes it's borderline in an obsession, and it doesn't have to be an obsession, okay? So let me know if you guys are following on YouTube and on TikTok. Leave me a like on the live stream. Leave me a comment. We're talking about healing our body image. Let me know anything you might be experiencing with your own body image right now. And let's just get into the ways that we might shrink ourselves, okay? Like I said, baggy clothes, common, but really what's below that, what's beneath that is the fear of being seen. It's the fear of being seen. So it's not just about it's not just about comfortable. It's almost like emotional armor. Someone said, I like what you're doing. Thank you. We're talking about healing the body image today. So yeah, sometimes we wear those clothes because it's not just about comfort. Like we trick ourselves, like, yeah, I just dress this way because I like it, because it makes me feel more comfortable. But it's really like a form of you protecting yourself against the world. And I've done that many, many times. And like I said, it's not easy. Is that why wearing hoodies and it's 80 plus degrees? Sometimes that's why, yeah. Sometimes that's why. I used to be that person too. I used to wear hoodies when it was super hot out, and I would literally get armpit stains through my hoodie, and it was a problem. Like honestly, I was a kid back then, but hello, it was because I felt like I looked fat. That's why I would cover up like that. And it's like, people can read that, unfortunately, and the mean ones will use that kind of stuff against you. But I'm sure some people do that because of, yeah, being self-conscious about their figure. So sometimes we're using these clothes as like emotional armor, right? Like we're using it to kind of hide ourselves. All right. So I've definitely been there. And the thing is that clothing is one thing, but a lot of the times when people gain a lot of weight, or they have weight that they want to lose, that they're swearing they're doing everything they can to lose that weight, but they haven't lost it yet. You know what's happening sometimes is that body fat is basically like their form of emotional armor against whatever. It could be against the world, it could be, manifested through stress, but sometimes we're literally holding on to weight because somewhere in our mind we are registering that as protection against the world. And that's like, that's takes some inner work to overcome. But if you have stubborn weight that you haven't been able to lose, that you're like, I literally have done everything to do that, to lose this weight, and it's not coming off, it could be because in the back of your mind, you are protecting yourself from something, and that's up to you to figure out what it is that you're protecting yourself from. Okay, for me, when I was holding on to weight, again, it's not easy coming on here and sharing my own personal stuff. So, like the live, okay, leave me comments if this video is helping you, and download my free 5-day body and mind reset guide. But the thing is that I used to do this too, right? So when I was holding on to weight that I swore I was doing everything to get rid of it, but really I was in a toxic cycle of exercise addiction and overeating. That's really what was happening there. Even though nobody could see, that's what I was really struggling with. And that is really hard to let go of once you get stuck in those habits. But when I sat down to do that inner work on myself about like, why am I not losing the weight? What am I protecting myself from? Like when I started learning about, the things that our subconscious does that makes us gain weight or not. Someone said, hi, we're talking about healing our body image. And I'm sharing something about how, so one of the things that I had to work on with my mindset before I released the weight, because sometimes when it's stubborn, it's really there for a reason. Like it's there for like subconscious reasons. So when I was journaling on this and, I was told to like reflect on what it is that I could be. I love this topic. Okay, good, good. I found my people. All right. So when I was talking about, so when I was journaling on this, right, like what am I protecting myself from? What is it that's not allowing me to release this weight? I done tried everything. I tried every diet. I'm doing the damn deficit. I'm working out. It was so frustrating. Okay. And the thing is that sometimes we think people's goals with their weight and with their bodies are shallow, like, oh, I want to lose 5 pounds. People get very obsessed over their weight, as we all know. And obviously, obsession isn't healthy, but on some level, I understand because it goes a lot deeper. So when I was journaling on this about what am I protecting myself from? Why am I holding on to this weight? It was really like, and this might be too deep for TikTok, but YouTube, I feel like y'all might get it. So I don't know. I'm gonna just say it. And then this was what came up for me when I was doing that inner work, was that I was keeping the weight on, yes, to protect myself. And then I was like, okay, protect myself from what? It was really like, because when I'm really in shape, when I was really like modeling and on camera for music and stuff, the thing that happened was that people felt more comfortable to comment on my body, even though I felt confident in my figure. Like I was in the best shape of my life and I did it in a healthy way. And I was very, very proud of that. I feel like it invited more people to comment on how I look, which even if you're confident, like that can still make you overthink. So in a way, I was holding on to the fat to avoid people's comments on how I look, because who want to hear all that? Like we're all doing the best that we can. I have done so much work to have a healthy relationship with food and to actually be confident. And now you have people over here. Sometimes they're commenting a good thing. Sometimes they are just saying you need to eat something, or like sometimes they'll just play a game with you, try to make you doubt yourself. So I experienced a lot of that. And then also when I'm at a lower weight or like at a lighter weight, I also experience obviously more attention. And I don't necessarily care for that. Like, so sometimes I keep on weight because I don't want to deal with people. Like, I don't want that kind of attention on my body and stuff. So, anyways, once I worked through that and I realized why that weight was really sticking on to me and not coming off no matter what I did, once I worked through that, once I released that and I realized that it's okay to be in good shape, it's okay to feel my best. Like, I give myself permission. I did all of that inner work with the help of a coach. And, then I finally released the weight. And like I said, to some people that might seem petty, 5 pounds, 10 pounds. To me, it was a big difference. And the core issue under anyone who is not satisfied with their body image or trying to lose weight or trying to transform their body is that we're all experiencing the same thing. It's a form of low self-esteem. It's a form of feeling dissatisfied with your body. So even if somebody has a large amount of weight to lose or somebody only has 5 pounds, the mental part is pretty much the same. Okay, so let me know if that makes sense. Someone said it's awesome how you recognize these issues in yourself. Well, I definitely had help. I wasn't out here just like coming to all of this. I'm not like Einstein. Like I had a lot of help to come to that. But that's why I'm passionate about coaching, passionate about like consulting and stuff, because it's transformed my life. So yeah, other ways that we shrink ourselves: hiding from photos, the feeling of I'll show up when I look better. Like I'll take photos when I look better, or like not wanting to take photos, not even wanting to capture a beautiful moment with your friends, with your family, because you're like, I'm not gonna like how the photo looks. Like, it just sucks. Like, it just really eats away at your life, not being satisfied with your body image in so many different ways. Avoiding the spotlight, that's another way that we shrink ourselves or try not to be seen when we're not satisfied with our body image. How this really impacts your life though, like on a deeper level, turning down opportunities. That sucks. You're the one getting in your own way. That's the part that sucks the most. Turning down opportunities. Someone said, "I'm on that journey right now. I started November 2024, and my main driving force is being healthy." And that's how you're gonna make it stick when it's like coming from a deeper place, and not like so shallow. So I love that. You got this. Okay. Someone said, but good luck on your stream. Thank you so much. Leave a like on the screen if you enjoyed this live and follow me. I also have a free 5-day body and mind reset guide that you guys should download if you're in this wave with me of like wanting to transform your body. Even if you don't want to work with me one on one, download that ebook, that workbook, because it will help you just stay mindful every day toward reaching your own personal goals. Okay, download it while it's there because I'm probably gonna change it soon because I want to make something else. So that's the thing that I've been doing lately is kind of changing it up depending on what I'm inspired by, and that seems to be really working. So anytime I offer something when I'm on these live streams, get it as soon as possible because there's a chance that it will change or not be offered anymore. Okay, avoiding the spotlight. Those are other ways that we shrink ourselves if we're not happy with how we look. Turning down opportunities, really wanting to do something, but being like, nah, like I'm not really feeling that good. Or, like it has a way of affecting your mood. It has a way of creeping into so many different areas of your life. Turning down, relationships, turning down things that could obviously offer you joy in some way, turning down connections, like just social interaction. Like we need that to survive. So it really impacts everything in your life. Other ways that we shrink ourselves and not speaking up. Someone said, "Oh no, am I still streaming on YouTube? Because my screen just did something weird." I'm burping because I just ate like hella cottage cheese. I made this really good recipe. I'm gonna share it on my YouTube. Fasting has helped me a lot. I'm also doing keto. I realize not all diets or lifestyles work for everyone. Yeah, definitely not. And that's why like I'm not like follow this diet, eat this, work out this way. Like I'm a holistic person. Like you figure out what works for you, figure out what changes work for you, what you can stick to and go from there. I'm definitely not somebody who believes that one diet works for everybody. I kind of experiment with all of them, and I've been this way since I was little, which is so funny. Like I've always been obsessed with this, so it's just so funny now that I have a way to like actually express this stuff. Because I used to like always think about this, and I never knew how to talk about it, but now I found a way. So I'm really happy about that. But I agree that not all diets or lifestyles work for everyone, and extremes typically. This is just something to note going forward for everyone that extremes typically don't work or are not sustainable. So just try to avoid extremes, especially with health and wellness, because it's not sustainable and it can really impact your mental health because it makes you start thinking like all or nothing. And that kind of mindset is kind of behind a like trigger warning EDs, eating disorders. So you don't want to get into that. It's like a rabbit hole. All right, other ways that we don't show up for ourselves. Some other ways that we shrink ourselves when we have body image. Muted voice. What do I mean by that? Not speaking up. Like I was talking about the weekend and how he literally lost his voice in Portugal. The same thing happens if you're not careful with your body image. Not speaking up in your life, not speaking up in your relationships, not speaking up for your needs. Because why? You don't feel high self worth because you're struggling with your body image. Okay. And obviously, we probably have already heard about this, and there's people who are way more qualified to talk about this topic than I am. But I do know that a lot of what contributes to sickness is like suppressing emotions. So when you're not activating your voice, when you're not speaking, when you're holding these things inside because you don't feel good about yourself, you are literally more likely to become sick. I have another thing to share with y'all, and I can speak again. This is all coming from lived experience. So, I in high school, I used and even young adulthood, like my young, like right out of high school, like college days, I had all kinds of chronic pain that nobody could explain to me what was happening. I had this really severe wrist pain that would not go away. And I even my boyfriend at the time, I felt like an old lady. Like he would literally have to massage my wrists because I was in so much pain. And even my legs would like do this weird like tingling thing. And I had that for years. I don't have it anymore. But what are the odds that I've done, for the past few years, I've done so much, inner work and personal development work, and I've had coaches, I had to go to therapy for a short amount of time, and then those symptoms went away. It's because now I'm emotionally well, I'm emotionally stable. Okay, so at the time, I probably was suppressing a lot of stuff, and that was manifesting as all of these weird symptoms. And this is what happens the more that you suppress your emotions, and that can be triggered by low self worth and an unhealed body image. So it goes, it really impacts your life. And then obviously, avoiding how you look at all, period, is a huge symptom of an unhealed body image because you are fearful of confronting your own appearance. Like, that's just not no way to live. So let me know if you've ever experienced any of these things in the chat. I think it's good to share with other people so that we all know that, it's not just you. But when it comes to really healing your body image and really healing your self worth, here are just some things I'm going to share with you guys, and then I'm going to get off. This whole thing is available on my YouTube channel if you want to rewatch it later. Someone said men have to suppress their emotions, though. We can't be walking around emotional and illogical. So I know what you're trying to say, but there's still like healthier ways to get that emotion out. Even if it's not like you're actually talking to someone, like not everybody likes to talk about their emotions, but there's healthy ways to get it out, like maybe working out, or maybe having somebody where you can talk to that, journaling, praying. There's other ways to process your emotions that are not just, venting or sharing with other people, if that makes sense. So I do think that that suppression thing goes for both genders. I don't think that's unique to women. All right. So what it really takes to heal your body image, aside from working with the one and only Renee Sita as your health coach. No, I'm kidding. But what it really means to heal your body image, here we go. We're going to go boom, boom, boom. I'm going to leave you guys with this, and then I'm going to get off. All right. Body image. Someone said, hey, YouTube, we're talking about healing your body image. Thanks for letting me know that you're here. Someone said, that's true. Thanks. Someone said, you probably get this all the time, but your clavicle is cute AF. I don't get that it's cute, but is this clavicle like the collarbone? You know what I get a lot though? That people think because I have this that I'm really, really thin. And I'm like, not necessarily. I just, for some reason, I always had this. Even when I was at my heaviest, I always had this. So I don't think it necessarily means that you're thin or not. But thanks for the compliment. I appreciate it. So what it really means to heal your body image. What do you guys think? You let me know. It's not just me sharing my thoughts. You guys can share your thoughts too. But what I wanted to say is that your body image and healing your body image is not equal to weight loss. So, in order to heal your body image, it doesn't necessarily mean that you absolutely have to lose weight. And this is more for women because I know a lot of women. I'm not going to speak for all of us, but women have a tendency to get completely obsessed with being skinny. And I don't think this is a coincidence. I don't, obviously we have like social influences. And the more that I learned about it, I feel also contributed to me healing my own body image when I was like, okay, like this is literally like pushed upon us from like a young age and stuff. But someone said it starts with mindset, in my opinion. Yeah, definitely. I agree that it's a holistic thing. Someone said, I'm saying body image healing and does not equal weight loss. But healing your body image does not mean you need to lose weight. Let's just get that clear. Let's just come to a common understanding. If you want to lose weight, no problem, no judgment. Like I said in yesterday's live, my philosophy behind body transformation is that you get to look however you want to look. Everybody has the right to look however they want to look, period. And yeah, if somebody wants to be skinny, let them be skinny. If somebody prefers to have more muscle, let them have that figure. If somebody wants a big lower body and a small upper body, let them do that. If somebody wants big arms and they don't want to do legs, let them do that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has the right to look however they want. And whatever you want, you're not wrong for that. You have the right to look that way. But Healing your body image does not necessarily mean that you need to lose weight. You don't have to wait to lose weight to feel like you're good enough, to feel confident about yourself. Okay, especially I'm talking to women because we really do use that number on the scale to dictate like how our day will go. It really affects us and it's not healthy. How do we stop this linking in our mind between body image healing and weight loss? Cutting off the tendency to obsess. So, obviously, this applies to thanks for the stickers on TikTok. I appreciate it. But obviously, this can apply to every area of life. But because we're talking about healing body image, what I want to say is that you can heal your body image by cutting off the tendency to obsess, period. Like decide today. And basically this is what boundaries are, is internal decision. It's not what you're saying to somebody else. So decide today. This is going to be key in healing your body image. When you decide that you're no longer available for obsession, period, period. You're not available to feel obsessed about anything or anybody. That's not a good feeling. That's not a healthy feeling. Even if you think, some people, they push this productivity and like they're like, okay, yeah, just become obsessed with it and then you're going to stick to it. And it's like, I know what they're trying to say. Like there is something to say about becoming immersed in what you're doing. Like I'm a creative person, so I live by that in a way. But at the same time, cutting off that obsession as it applies to your body image or as it applies to certain areas of your life, like even relationships, obsessing over people, just cut off that tendency to obsess. If you're going to obsess, if you're going to allow that energy into your life, the energy of obsession, let it be towards something that's making you better. Let it be towards your work. Let it be towards your money. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let it be toward actually making your life better and not something that's going to work against you, like obsessing over your appearance and stuff. Someone said, exactly why detachment is so important, and it's something I'm practicing as well. Yeah, definitely. I think we did a live stream on that, but I definitely agree. So cutting off, but yeah, I guess that's true though, because in order to be detached, obviously you can't be obsessed. It's like literally the opposite. So that's really valid. I love that. But yeah, just cutting off the tendency to obsess over how you look, just cut it out right now. Like the next time that comes up in your mind where you feel like you're coming into a loop of obsessing over how you look, just stop right there in that moment and honestly distract yourself. Like if you want to just do that, like just distract yourself. Like literally just go do something else. Like if I'm like sitting in the living room after I ate in the kitchen, they're kind of close to each other. So if I just ate a meal and I go and sit over there on my phone, I'm gonna still be thinking about the kitchen. I'm gonna still want to eat even though I'm not hungry just because I'm near it. So I'll literally have to like leave the room sometimes just to train myself to eat when I'm hungry and not out of boredom. You know what I mean? So favorite book, my favorite book is very hard. Um that's really hard. I don't know. I would say one of my favorite books is The Diaries of Anais Nin. I actually created my Substack as an ode to her because she's like one of my favorite writers of all time. So she's really cool because it's kind of like nonfiction. She basically publicized her diaries, and that's kind of something that I'm trying to do on my Substack. So go and subscribe to my blog. By the way, that was a good entry point. So thanks for that. But that's probably one of my favorite books is The Diaries of Anais Nin. She's a really cool writer, and the way she writes is almost like lyrical. And my whole career started in music, so I love anything lyrical and like poetic. And she has a really cool way of expressing things. So that's probably one of my favorite books. What about you guys? What are your favorite books? Okay. What was I saying? Yes. Healing body image. Yeah. Rewriting your internal dialogue. So we literally talked about the way that you talk to yourself in one of my other live streams. And someone said, random, but what is 5 healthy habits you would say to help start off your day? I'm definitely not good with numbers. Like, so I don't know if I have 5 and I don't know if I'm, what's it called, as strict about this, but I do move every day. Like I have some kind of movement. I'm pretty active. So I guess that's one of my healthy habits. Um, I would have to think about the other 4, but I drink a lot of water. I try to take care of my mind. So I guess not being on the internet for way too long. I don't feel like this counts, like actually making videos. I don't count this toward like my internet usage. I would say like the scrolling, I try to chill with that because that totally fries my nervous system. I don't know if that happens to you guys, but I've had to chill with the scrolling, and I'm not gonna lie, I feel brand new. I feel like I have a lot of energy back. So, and then two other healthy habits. I don't know, praying and writing. I write a lot. I feel like that's a healthy habit for me because that's how I help my mental health. So, I hope that answered your question. But we talked about um, the way that you talk to yourself, like your self dialogue in one of my other live streams. So I won't get into it that much. Movement, water, mental isolation, praying, and writing. Nice. I love that. Yeah, I guess so. It's crazy because I don't think of it as like five healthy habits. It's more like I do it all the time, so I forget. But everyone's different. That's personally what helps me. So, yeah, rewriting your internal dialogue. The way that you talk to yourself really matters a lot, and you'd be surprised how mean we can be to ourselves. I'm definitely guilty of that. I actually, that one, I'm gonna save that story time for another day because I've been on here for too long now, but I have a lot to say about that. Obviously, I have a lot to say about a lot of things. But yeah, rewriting your internal dialogue from, I need to fix myself, I need to look this way to be accepted, to I'm worthy of caring for myself. I deserve to be healthy. I deserve to be high energy. Very different mindsets, but the result is the same. It's just where are you coming from with it? How are you getting your results? Are you being fueled by you hating yourself and like not accepting how you look? Or are you being fueled by the desire to feel your best? It's very different, and you can get the results either way. So it's like, do you want to go the hard way or do you want to go the easier way? Like, come on. It doesn't have to be so challenging. And then obviously nervous system and mindset work is a powerful way to heal your body image. I noticed when it comes to binge eating and overeating that slowing down is really helpful with helping people overcome that because basically when you're binge eating, your mind is not processing the fact that of how much food you are eating. Like it's not registering that you're full yet. Like because you're eating so fast. So even just slowing down the pace that you're eating can help you get back in touch with your hunger cues, which obviously is useful for weight loss or body transformation, right? So, and then nervous system work is a whole other branch of that, but slowing down is something that you can practice right now to help you kind of feel comfortable with your body and also heal your body image. And also acknowledging the small wins. Okay. So those little conscious choices that you're making to get you closer to your goals, acknowledge that. Don't just brush over that. Actually acknowledge the things that you're doing to help yourself. Okay. So, like I said, healing your body image comes down to letting yourself be a little bit more visible. That's going to be a big part of the healing behind that, too. And I'm trying to rethink the whole way that I think about visibility, which I'll probably expand on my Substack, so check out my blog. But I'm starting to think of visibility and just allowing yourself to be seen and more visible, and that can look so different for different people. Like you can do it online, you can do it in person. It's just like, even just being more open in general is a way of being visible. Publishing your work is a way of being more visible. Seeing your opinions, like, you know what I'm saying? Those are all ways that we can become more visible. So in a way, becoming more visible, I feel like everything's related. So if my logic is confusing sometimes, you can just let me know and I'll try to expand on what I'm talking about. But like I relate visibility to body image because I feel like allowing yourself to be visible and allowing yourself to be more seen um, is a form of self-respect, right? It's not really about like performing. And I think again, that's something that probably speaks more to women. But in general, if you want to go about healing your body image, can ask yourself, like, what would change in your life if you just stopped hiding? Like, where in your life are you hiding? And how would your life change if you stopped that? Okay. Obviously, we're talking about how we physically look and like our body image and stuff. But even beyond that, where else in your life are you potentially hiding or not allowing yourself to like completely be present or completely show up because of some kind of perceived flaw of yours? And we kind of did a video where I helped you guys reframe like insecurities into like ways that you can actually feel proud of yourself. But you can check that out on my channel. But yeah, so, transformation, right? In summary, the whole body transformation thing, it's not all about vanity. It's not about only how you look. Good morning. Thanks for joining. We're wrapping it up now, but we talked about healing your body image today. So, if you want to catch this whole video, check out my YouTube channel. I have all of the replays on there for now. Okay, I might take them down and put them with my private coaching soon. So, if you like these videos, watch them while they're available. All right. So yeah, anything you guys want to say? This is my question for you guys today. Something for you guys to think about, something for you guys to journal on is what's one area of your life where you're ready to be more visible? You're ready to be seen again. What is that for you? For me, it's manifested itself through fashion. Like I'm letting myself kind of dress up more often and try different styles that I never tried. That's one of the ways that I'm being more visible. I'm also literally getting on the internet more on these live streams. That's pretty much becoming more visible. I would say so. It's not like the easiest thing to do or something I'm in the mood for all the time. But, like I said, visibility is a form of self-respect. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know any thoughts before we close out. But someone said fashion for sure, since I'm aspiring to be a sports model. Okay, I love that. You should definitely do that. But yeah, yes. Okay, yay. I hope you guys enjoyed this live. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. And oh no, no, it ended on TikTok. Wait, can you guys still see me? No, why does it always do that? Okay, my live ended. Is it still there on TikTok? Okay, I think it is. If it ended, I'm sorry. I got a pop up. But basically, we talked about healing your body image today. This whole thing is recorded on my YouTube channel. And obviously, all of my videos right now for the month of June are going to be themed around health, fitness, body image. Okay. The larger core of all of my work at all, period, is helping people raise their self esteem. But right now, we're really zoned in our physique, our physical health. Because if your physical health is not good, if your physical health is not popping, if you don't have that confidence that comes from taking care of your body because you respect yourself enough to take care of your body, how are you supposed to take care of other areas of your life if your health is not there? And, I heard somebody talking about this, and I think I agree for the most part. I don't know if I completely agree. Someone said, I like how fashion is the first physical aspect seen by others. It's definitely one of the first physical aspects, but I feel like your health actually shows first. And I read something really interesting about how when people are gauging how attractive somebody is, what they're really gauging is how physically healthy they look. Like that's what determines somebody's attractiveness. I've heard that, which is very interesting and goes to show how much, yeah, someone said your health, then fitness. Anyways, we all can agree, right, that your health is very, very important, literally. So if you're not feeling good, if you're not, and even deeper than that, because we're talking about body image, if you're not feeling that confidence, how are you supposed to go about, pursuing other things in your life? I feel like once I healed this part of myself of like actually being content with my health, with my fitness, with how I physically look, once I got that out of the way, then I was able to like really do some thinking about other areas of my life and see progress in other areas. Like until I healed that with myself, I probably wouldn't have started my YouTube channel or my live streams or my blog, or like just life coaching and health coaching. I probably never would have got like a lot of things probably would have never happened for me if I didn't heal that. And also, I'm no relationship coach. I'm not a dating coach. That is not my niche at all. But I don't think I'm wrong when I say, if you disagree, let me know. But I don't think I'm wrong to say that, you attract people on the same like vibes as you. So obviously, if you don't heal your body image, if you have that low self-esteem, then you're going to attract somebody who also has a low self-esteem. And we all know what happens there. It's not fun. It's not fun. Someone said, I just ran into this account, but I'm intrigued with your content. Thanks so much. Follow me. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's my main platform. But we talk about raising your self esteem. And I come on here to kind of give you guys a bridge to my work, life and health coaching. I'm a life and health coach. Someone said, no, it's all about looks and height. Stop playing. I mean, for some people, I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true. Personally, for me, that's not true. Someone said, our body keeps a score, so it's very important. That's probably one of my other favorite books is Your Body Keeps the Score. When I learned about all that stuff, I was like, ooh. Okay. I mean, I'm sorry to hear that. Not anymore. Okay. I hope that, you find some resolve there. Sorry to hear that. Someone said, I agree. Who you attract says something about your vibrational energy. Yeah, absolutely. So that's why I'm passionate about, raising people's self-esteem, self-worth. But yeah, so that's kind of, I'm happy to come on these live streams because I feel like you guys get a better understanding of my philosophy and where I stand with like, uh, you know, um, health and how I view health and bettering it. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. And like I said, all of this body transformation work, all of this health coaching work it goes beyond vanity. That's literally my motto. That's my um like almost like I don't even know what you call it, but something that I say a lot is that beauty beyond vanity, health beyond vanity. Like this stuff is not just for the sake of doing it. It's for, all of the other consequences that it has on your life. It's for bettering your life. Okay, so anything else you guys want to add before I get off? Someone said, fun fact, animals and babies can feel vibration energy faster. So if they gravitate towards you easily, that's a great sign of high vibration. I've heard that, but I didn't know why. I wonder why that is. I've heard that though. Like if kids like you or animals like you, that means you're high vibe. But I just wonder why. Like I don't know. I know kids are just awesome. Like kids are really smart, honestly. They say your kids are, or like kids in general, are basically the upgraded and more evolved version of their parents. So every generation is supposed to get better from the generation before them. I feel like that's true. All right. So thanks for joining me on today's live. You know where to find me on my YouTube channel through my coaching offers. I only have one right now, so that's the main way to work with me. And I also have a blog, Dream Styling by Renee, where I write about similar topics like this, more of a membership space. And what else do I have? I have a free 5-day body and mind reset guide available on my TikTok page and linked under this YouTube video. Someone said, thank you. No problem. Thanks for joining. And thanks for all of your likes. I think this setup is working a lot better because I'm not going like this anymore. So I'm at least happy about that. But yeah. All right. I'll see you guys in the next live stream. What should we talk about next? You guys let me know. It has to be related to health, fitness, things like that. So yeah, you can always leave me a comment on any of my videos and I'll take a look at that. All right. Bye guys. Bye YouTube. Thanks for watching. Anything else?